Howdy folks, Athas here, and welcome back to Tyranny. Last we left off, we had to report to Tunon, and we could only give him a little bit of information. And so we decided to give him information from about the voices of Narat and what he's been up to. And it was literally just like one of the smallest things that he did. Like one of the smallest instances of his being a shitty person. There's so much more that we could bring up, but apparently we won't get to bring all that up until we have a trial. All right. A full-figured woman in a grime-smudged smock beckons to you as your paths cross near the derelict ruins of a nameless town spread amongst the cracked stones of old Azure. She waves excitedly, almost bouncing from foot to foot. You, she cries out, look like a traveler of means. Her voice echoes down the abyssal crevasse between you. What does that mean? Look like a traveler of means. We can avoid or approach her. Sure, we'll approach her. I like the idea of avoiding her, but we'll approach her. Oh no. She's a bard. She tugs on her bandolier, drawing attention to numerous soot-stained scroll cases stashed on her person. Olive eyes peer at you above a button nose and dimpled cheeks as she excitedly informs you of the rare and potent secret text she has on offer for a price. We can defer to Lantry. We can convict her. We can interrogate her or peruse her wares. Lantry? Lantry introduces the woman as Sage and Tignia. And she admits that she fled the burning library with some scraps and now she wishes to sell to pay her passage through the tears. Okay. Sure. She clasped her hands together excitedly and begins to rattle off the sundry skulls she collected. Alright, so is this going to tell me if we have them or not? Does not have enough lore. Chaotic. Alright, that's all I need to know. You already know. Alright, give me wild magic. So we already know those two. So, just the one, please. Alright, chaotic descent. Just the one. I don't know if we can afford all these or not. We'll see. Sigil of Stone. Precise action. And then bounding bolts. Alright, here you go, Lantry. You're gonna learn all these? Nope, can't do it right now. Alright. Alright, that's it. Just fine. It's weird that we find random merchants on the road.
This is despicable. Look at all the destruction wrought here on a whim. Kairos will pay for what the edict did to Cairn, and how it ruined Halfgate.
And it didn't even give Cairn a reasonably swift end. But I'm sure that's intended.
Kairos would turn on a trusted aid if it provided a tactical advantage. Anyone who places their trust in the hands of a monster is asking for betrayal. Cairn was a fool, but he did not deserve what happened to him.
Alright. So we gotta talk with Misery because she loves company. Alright. Learn everything. Except for the things that you can't learn like this. We're getting closer to be able to learn everything. Alright, so... Ooh, we might have a lot more cores than I thought. So there's a stone one, so it looks like we might have the potential for 12 total. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe that's all the expressions. We have our first bounding bolt. Same thing here. Looks like we're gonna have 12 of that. And looks like we just have like 3 of everything else. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, cool. Awesome. Alright. we gotta be close to leveling up soon. There's Tangled Limb. I love Tangled Limb. Let's look at the map here. So, got some stuff there. We have Grayson. That Rancor? There's a Rancor here. What is this? Tatooine? There's Misery. There's Sarah. Agrin. Isadora. I feel like either we have like people who all have like the same names. Oh, here comes Tangled Limb. Well, I wasn't really going to talk to you, but I guess we have no choice. Alright, Scarlet Chorus, ready your blades. Today we bathe in blood and victory. Well, I guess I was going to say, like, don't they already bathe in that? But victory, not all the time. They definitely bathe in blood a lot. But I don't know about victory. Alright, this favored lurk creep in the shadows of tall rocks. They think we don't see them, but we're going to grind them to dust. We'll cleanse the disfavored from these lands, our lands. We'll burn them with scarlet blood before the morrow. Ah, Fatebinder, welcome to Halfgate. Can't stay to speak. There's a war to be waged, unless, of course, you're interested in joining us. No. That's too bad. He's a warrior of your skill. We're headed to Jagged Maw to crack a few skulls. Looking for us, group of disfavored have holed up in the shrine. Past due, we properly welcomed them into a quick death. Nice punchline, Tangled Limb. He scratches the pustule on the lobe of one ear. Gross. To be honest, I'm just excited to rip a few throats out. A shrine in Azure. Jagged Maw Shrine is sacred land in the local beast tribe due to the site's particular crystal formations. I, however, have my eyes on a more alluring trophy. One force of flesh and blood in the screams of my enemies. I'll consider it. Sure that you do, Fatebinder. Be sure that you do. Well, as much as I enjoy conversing with you, I have to set off. My war party's getting antsy. Hope you joined us, Fatebinder. That's going to give us a side quest anyway? Maybe? No? Alright, can we grab that? Yes, we can. Alright, so I'm guessing you're going to be a merchant. Watch your step, Fatebinder. The Stone Sea is a rather steep drop from Halfgate's edge. Wouldn't want you to slip off now. Stone Sea villagers. What can a poor trader do for you? Have anything noteworthy in stock? Afraid not. I'm plumb out of, well, everything. A bit of gabbing's all I've got to trade at the moment. If you're in the market. Yeah, if you're a merchant, like, these are your guys that, like, tell you everything about the place. We're not. This one looks like a pushover. Who are you talking to? Talking to Kills in Shadow? Alright. These dangling ropes served as a last, desperate attempt to keep homes together following the collapse. The aftershocks proved to be too much for the makeshift supports. Alright, let's get into the town proper and see what's going on. There's gotta be something happening right here, right? Turn on Fatebinder, yes. I hope you come on a mission of peace. Ah, welcome, traveler. I've seen so many new faces recently, it's getting hard to keep track of all of you. Seems every other day we got new scavengers or artifact hunters or just completely odd folks coming through these parts. Almost unsettling, if you ask me. His eyes linger on Kills in Shadow for a moment, and he sniffs, his face taking a sour look. And if it isn't one type, it's another. He looks back at you and smiles again, although it doesn't quite reach his eyes. So I wonder if that's like that's a nice little, like, maybe a specific dialogue in like a random conversation. You know, it's like somebody that has like a, well, we don't know if he has like a quest or anything, but he's not like a main person like we have to talk to. He has a specific comment for Kills in Shadow. What is the other type? Stronger than pathetic human type? She scratches her scarred, hairy teat. Great. Thanks for using that word, game, and grins to show Grayson her fangs. Well, aren't you just pleased with yourself, Beast, making a joke at a human's expense? You should stay on your toes, Grayson. You're letting a beast get the better of you. Is there anything I can do to help you? Any information you need about the area? Spires in the Stone Sea. Definitely interested in that. Deep in the heart of Beastman territory, there's one. Those are dangerous parts. You best be watching back out there. He nods solemnly before continuing. The other is surrounded by those rock worshippers where the Colossus of Stone finally collapsed. I think we know what he's talking about. Thanks, that's all I need to know. Talk about Stone Colossus. I think you know what he's talking about. He's talking about freaking Carrot, big dummy. Oh boy. Alright, what have we here? Alright, a home lays flattened by the quake that shattered Halfgate. The majority of the structures here stood no chance against the strength of the Tremors. Oh goodness, we got so many people in this town. We're not going to get anything done today. We're just going to be talking and talking. Alright, Fatebinder, I request your formal adjudication in these proceeds. Surely I'd lose my life if you don't intercede. Oh, of course. Of course. Dirty refugee. What? I guess technically he's dirty, but it makes me think it's like it's like looking down on dirty refugee. It's like, what the hell? Alright, dirty refugee kneels, head bowed, and greasy hair flung forward as he begs. Shut your fribbling mouth, mummer. The Fatebinder doesn't want to hear from a reeking, shit-caked worm like you. The young man lifts his face in a defiant glare. He's indeed filthy and stinking. Good lord. His lips dry and cracked, his skin blistered and mud-streaked and peeling. But his frame is slight, his posture rigid, and his hands are remarkably smooth, uncalloused. I will not hold my peace. We have rights under Kairos' peace. The woman rears the blunt edge of her sword for strike. To burr the equally dirty... What? It's again. Her dirty refugees rush forward to defend the Slider Man, but he stays them with a single raised hand, instead taking the blow harshly across his face. His head whips to the side and he grimaces, spitting blood before he speaks again. Fatebinder, please. Everything seems in order. Let him speak. She shrugs as she wipes the flat side of her blade clean. She sees it with an easy, gliding swing and kicks back on her heels. I tried to spare you. It's not entirely clear if her warning was meant for you or this still kneeling refugee. Man doesn't wait to find out. His words tumble out rapidly, spurred by both his eagerness and fear now that he's garnered the full weight of your attention. It's true we're displaced tearsmen. We've managed some semblance of survival, living in Azure's ruins after the edict. He clenched his fists in the folds of his tattered robes, the discolored remnants of azure silk, to hide his shaking fingers. This gentlewoman and her compatriots in the chorus found us, but we did not resist. We surrendered forthwith and pledged ourselves to Tunon. Don't let them swindle you. The Weasley pricks just want us to ship them along. They know we don't have the manpower nor the resources to send them up the supply routes to Bastard City, so they're hoping to slip off. She widens her stance and tips her chin boldly, standing behind her decision. If they won't pledge themselves to the voices, we'd no use for them. So yeah, we definitely know like this person is a leader of some sort. But it doesn't really matter because I mean, one, where are they at? Yeah, they've pledged themselves to Tunon, and they want them for the chorus. And so, Claret, yeah, like easy choice, right? Tired of the Scarlet Chorus. You guys are not making the decision easy for me. They're going to Tunon. Or if you don't, the swallow's hard. Then please do not leave me wanting in torturous wait. What is to be my fate? Alright, so send him to the Bastard City to serve at the courts. Let him to Tunon and thus have the right to live in the Kairos peace. Let them choose whether to join the chorus. Those that refuse are free to stay and settle the town. Send the refugees to Narant's fort for proper questioning whether to... No, hell no. Alright, yep, definitely the first option. Thank you, Fatebinder. The refugee buries his hands in his face in his hands, shoulders trembling with his overwhelming relief. You won't regret this. Screw off. I don't care. The guard shakes her hand, incredulous. As long as it's no skin off my back, I mean that. It won't be my life for theirs. They escape, and I'll be sure to let everyone know it was the Fatebinder who turned them loose. You want to say that again, Claret? We will fuck you up. Neric, Stumpfoot puffs out his chest. You've been pushing into my territory. It stops now. Get out. The only thing you'll be pushing is your guts back inside this slit I open across your belly. Gang boss raises an unconcerned glance, and still he keeps talking. Why do you think I've been able to encroach this far? You're all chatter, Stumpy. Your gang deserves a leader with a spine. He draws a sharp blade as he talks. Territory war. Aren't you both gangs in service to miseries? Twist you an odd look. And your point is what exactly? Aye, the spear might be at the top. What does it mean I can't serve her interests while pursuing those of my own? She laughs pleasantly at the thought. Fatebinder, Stumpfoot waves you over. Just the kind of unbiased opinion we need in this situation. This fetid fish tit. You know, Scarlet Chorus. I hate you, but you also have these very unique ways of cursing that I love. Alright. Keeps hedging my turf, angling to filch my conscripts. Push her from the stone sea, and I'll sing your praises to the voices, quick as you please. She glances from Stumpfoot to you. So you're too afraid to fight me now that little Neric's showing some grit, are you? To think of all goitered shitlickers would drag the authorities into it. Typical coward. Can't even stop yourself from proving my point. Do we take them both out? There's a lot of them. But I think we can take them both out. Yeah. I'm sick. I'm sick of it. You're both going down. Can't say I'm surprised that Stumpy here would get himself killed. Neric draws a weapon and focuses on you with interest. You, though, you're something else. I might actually enjoy knotting your scalp onto my belt. Alright, suckers. Alright, boys.
This is one of my favorite songs.
I will have your head.
Look at that rock. Alright. Go ahead and go in, Zethios.
Take care of it.
Lantry. Alright. This is a bad idea, but I don't care. It's having too much fun. Quicken. Go ahead and quicken. I know that disrupted Lantry's thing, but... Alright, we're still... Okay, we're pretty solid on that. Alright, let's go ahead and... up that. Alright, can you do your thing yet? Yes, you can. Take on all those suckers. Look at that. Look at that. That was nuts. Go ahead and take that sucker down. Alright, Kills in Shadow, you need to... That person's done for once soon as she uses her lightning. Unless she fails. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Siren. That was beautiful. Look at that. Well, that's one way to solve problems. Alright, there's who we're supposed to talk to. I don't want to talk to them yet. Hello, Irene. The residence. It just says residence. So let's go ahead and head inside there. See what we can find and talk to. You guys gonna go inside? Go inside. Alright. What do we got in here? Water.
Sorry, I can't.
Yeah, you can. Alright, this table is supported by a few flimsy planks of wood. It's a surprise it's still upright, given all the tremors of the area. Yeah, and then just... Alright, proud to say I survived Karen's attack. If only our city had fared better. Yep. Yeah. No kidding. Alright, Irene, are you a merchant? Greetings, kind mister. How can I be of service? What you have for sale? Got some interesting equipment. Dual atrophy. Alright. Oh. Okay. atrophy. Okay, atrophy, core, vigor. Okay, there were 3 different ones. I just didn't see it at the time. Alright. Alright, so those probably are lesser spells of stuff we already have. Right? Oh, a new core. We have 2 new cores, actually. So atrophy and vigor. And then we got Staggering Force 1. Alright, cool. We just need 3 more core sigils. And then we have, like, all the different, like, elements of magic. Alright, we'll talk to you here in a second. I want to
Can't do that.
see if I can find anything. What is over there? Head inside real quick. Hopefully we'll be through with whatever all this stuff is. Skovik. Hello, Skovik.
Look
Alright, we have throwing dagger. Take what's here. The scroll gives a new accent. Bounding bolts 1. Cool. Alright, friend. It's a disfavored. Alright. Fatebinder of Tunon. Mercy, please, mercy, kill me. In my torment, I'm begging you. He dry wretches, quivering and covered in blood. Wait, this feels familiar. Let me guess. You want to condemn me to die even though you've committed best only laughable harmless crimes. Yeah, why? I can tell you things, at least as long as I've got my tongue. I'll teach you a sigil, then you can kill me. Keep talking. Starts to nod, but it turns to a halted cringe. What's this? How's this for you? I killed an entire village. Didn't know I could do it slower than a landslide. I have no idea how exhilarating it felt, or maybe you do. Here's crimes you committed against people of Zurich. Over 6 bands, sustained torture of the hands. You need death, stay and suffer, we'll stop by tomorrow. Lean into him and whisper, come closer. Sounds like you did nothing wrong in a magician's folly. I just want to do that. Come closer. For a moment he only stares, eyes glowing darkly, but then he struggles to lean forward, straining with all his strength against his bonds, until he howls from his efforts. Oh my gosh. Grab him by the collar and bash his head against the wall till he dies. Jesus. Alright. Sure, I'll see that you're granted a swift and just end. Let me know. A just end, he grunts, nearly breathless from the pain. As long as it comes quickly, I no longer care. Hurry and send for my executioners. Is there a way we can prolong this suffering, Fatebinder? Death is too good for him. Does that happen often? Folks trying to use you as a means of suicide? I've been tied to a Scarlet Chorus post. I know that desire to be free, even if it means death. Oh, we already knew the sigil anyway. Look at that. He taught us something we already knew. That was pointless. We have another Fatebinder in town. Alright, we're definitely talking to you. Alright, what got we here? These dangled ropes serves the last okay, yeah. Basically what was on the other side. Alright. Ignatia? Blood Chanter's eyes widen at your approach. She nearly leaps for you in her excitement. She flails her staff wildly in direction. That's him, right there. That's the Fatebinder I sent the missives about. Wait, what? Fatebinder watches you warily as you approach, but it's only in the final breath of distance that you realize his gaze is following not you, but the blood and mud-caked beastwoman at your heels. The hardened warrior stands stiff but ready. His hands rest on the iron hilt of his halberd, but he does not lift the weapon from its holster. Is there nowhere you will not traipse, creature of darkness? He demands. Is there no hovel in any realm that you beasts fear? Alright, we're getting off on the wrong foot here, Fatebinder Nunaval. Because I was raised by such folk. If you're going to disparage them, you're disparaging me. Did not come hunting for Fatebinder. The beastwoman chuffs and tosses. Nudaval, a deadly grin. Her crimson eyes are bright with recognition, delight, and desire as they drove at the Fatebinder of War, slowly from helm to boot. But Beast Woman can see Fatebinder called Nudaval has remembered Kills and Shadow's vengeance. Yep. He bristles, and for a moment you worry he may actually attack. As if I could forget, he taps his chest plate with 2 meaty fingers, hard enough that it nearly dents. I'm not the same as I once was. Try to carve me another memento beast, and I'll wear your pelt about my loins. Gross. Massive Beastwoman cocks her head to one side, studying her prey. Beastwoman, too, has grown and changed. Lost tribe, lost haven lands, follows Alpha, who is human. She sniffs in disdain. Who is male to survive. She sits back on her haunches and huffs, allowing the tension between them to ease. Nudaval considers her words before nodding once gruffly, setting the matter aside for the time being. Fatebinder of War tips his head to you in brusque greeting. He regards you with a harshness, his face rough and jagged as stone. Fatebinder, said Thyos, I'm here following a flood of formal requests to adjudicate in your trial. That's right, the Debilitator nods gravely. After dozens of missives reporting our grievances, the Fatebinders finally come to investigate our claims. What complaints have been arraigned against me? Blood chanters must protest most gravely, Fatebinder saith, has roused ancient, long-slumbering magic through the spires. We do not know if this magic is something Kairos has forbidden along with the old walls, but we do know that whatever the Fatebinder has gleaned as a result, he has not shared it with us. Yet we are entitled to any weapon that will aid us in winning Kairos' war. She nods, face flushed with exuberance. Well, now you've heard my charges. So Fatebinder's hard work is met with frivolous and fraudulent disputes. I find this tiring. How much will it cost when we wash my hands of this matter? If I acquiesce to your charges, what would you have me do to atone for these grievances? And I say that none of it's true. You're moving, nation. Not proof, this is hearsay. Yeah, let's go. This is not proof, this is hearsay. Be that as it may, you have acquired a reputation for being particularly pliant in your duties as a Fatebinder. Perhaps if you were to mentor an ardent band of frontline mages, it would adjust your perspective of the battle we fight. Yes, let it be so. In the honorable name of Kairos. He waves his hand in relaying the order to a messenger on the battlefield. An old habit and one he's likely aware of. In addition, I will have the fine of 200 rings. Let this caution you from the path you seek to stray, Fatebinder. He tips his head to you in a gruff farewell. So he gave me a ticket. Seriously?
Interesting.
Hello. Look at that. More camping supplies that we can't pick up. Alright, let's talk to Hagrin. You're the Fatebinder that everyone's been talking about. Is there something I can do for you? What can you tell me about those who would defy Kairos in this realm? I mean, what do you do? A little bit of everything, really. I'm decently handy with tools. The buildings here are always in need of repairs. Sure, what can you tell me about those? Beastmen are the ones who oppose Kairos in these parts for standing on the bones of Azure. But below are the ruins of the Beastmen ancestral territory. When the realm of Azure rose in power, they enslaved the hideous creature and consigned them to lives of hard labor. Ever since Cairn fell and the edict devastated the land, the Beastmen have started to reclaim the Stone Sea. If you find yourself in their presence, tread with caution. The Beastmen are territorial and resort to violence with little provocation. Violence against humans is always justified. Because always humans are provoking beastwomen, are stabbing at beastwomen with sharpened sticks or cutting words. She curls her elongated, wickedly curved claws as she rumbles her warning. Do not blame beastwomen for lacking patience. Do humans not also swat at buzz-biting, swarming flies? Perhaps wisely, Hagrin says nothing in reply to the incensed beast, shrieking in on himself slightly and licking dry, chapped lips. However, he furrows you a glance to say, see, before looking away. It's great. I'm very happy that we're getting a lot of like contextual dialogue and stuff with Kills and Shadow. I didn't think we'd have stuff like that. But, you know, it was unexpected in this area. I'm very, very pleased with that. Tough times have befallen us. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, look around. Alright, so we have Rancor, Marissa, and Leftclaw. And we have the people that we're supposed to talk to. Sarah, well, not Sarah, but Misery. I think Sarah, too. Alright, let's see what we got going on. Hey, Marissa. My tolerance for those feral beasts wanes and wanes. Okay, I guess there's a beast person over here. There is. There is. What is this now? A Fatebinder and Halfgate? A battle-scarred fury looks you up and down, unimpressed, as the he scratches the end of a dirty thumbnail along the pockmarked front of his throat in thought. Since you're here, you might be interested in our little predicament. What do you want? Hedgy, ain't you, boss? He grunts. Don't worry, our little scheme has potential for profit written all over it. You see that lumbering beast they got chained there? Just as Gene gestured towards the town. A prisoner? What crime has he committed? Suppose that's for you to decide, isn't it? A group of townsfolk caught the beast a ways outside the city night before last. Don't know whether he's done it or not, but they're wailing he ate one of their own. Now they want nothing but to string him up or skin him alive. It's strange. Leftclaw would not so easily be caught. Yep. Packmate is weak but smart hunter. Does not stray close to human burrows. The muscles in his neck visibly tense, but otherwise he does nothing to acknowledge the beastwoman's claim. After a beat of silence, he scuffs a foot in the dirt and coughs to clear his throat. Of course, the idiot won't talk, does nothing but snaps and drools and growls. So it won't be long till they've killed him. What a waste of a warrior. Slowly, he runs a finger along the scar that mars the length of his throat. He peers intensely at you from behind the narrowed eye slits of his mask, unless, of course, someone were to intervene on behalf. So you're looking to recruit the beastman into your ranks, huh? Real clever one, aren't you? Good, and that makes this easy. If you understand the Scarlet Course and need to grow our ranks, then you also must know why we'd want a beastman, especially a killer like him. I'm doing what I can to keep the lynchers at bay, but there's no abating their anger. We won't be able to keep them off the beast much longer. Yeah, I'm gonna settle this matter under my own discretion. Aces, boss. Scarlet Fury fingers his scar thoughtfully. I'll leave it to you then. Alright, let's talk to Leftclaw. Alright, so we can examine or speak. Let's have a look. Beastman lies bound and unable to move. Oh, man. That sounds like a hurt Wookiee. As you approach, you make a good look at the area where the townspeople have chained a beastman, brutally and on display like some kind of public attraction. He watches his tormentors, visibly exhausted and weary, battered and bloodied, and stinking of urine and old meat. Oh boy. The beastman snarls and snaps at you, drooling tiredly as he strains against his bonds. His eyes are wide with fear, but his limbs droop tiredly and his whole body trembles. Back away or lose both life and limb. Leftclaw still has killing teeth, can still maim human. Hush and lie still. Do not snarl at Alpha if Beastman wants to be freed. The Beastman cries and jerks, relief flooding him at the sight of his kith. Kills in shadow, he yelps. Leftclaw hoped Pack Alpha would come. Please, help Beastman. Beastwoman growls a deep rumble warning. Has Beastman forgotten how to listen, when to obey? Said be quiet, stop useless whimpering. Kills in shadow is no longer Alpha of Pack. She glances to you, obviously worried about the captive beastman despite her ruthless show of bravado. Beastwoman follow Fatebinder now. Alright, so yeah, it's okay, I'm a friend. Are you badly hurt? Beastman perks up, hope flooding him at your words. He struggles and whines anew, near frantic despite his exhaustion. Help, please, help Beastman. Humans claim Beastman killed settlers, but Beastman has only hunted brown boar. Stone stalkers don't eat meat from human. Tell settlers. He growls, angry and afraid. Leftclaw is good hunter, tracked boar for tribe, but got bit by iron maw near ridge to Humandin? Bled and bled. Thought would have to rip through leg. Then sun woke and humans came, howling threats. Settlers are convinced, willing to consider all sides in this matter. Alright, yeah, I don't believe he killed them. Beastman nods and licks at a dark patch of dried blood on his upper lip. Then Human will free Beastman. What fate has Human decided? I have no sympathy for bigots. You're free to go, and if the crowd bothers you, they can deal with me. Before I make my decision, I'd like to hear more evidence on the matter. The mom is angry. I should speak with the less agitated settlers in town before making a decision. Yeah, we've made our decision. We're gonna let him go. Really, it's true. He whimpers and quivers with gratitude, and for a moment he turns a violent, bloodthirsty gaze on the crowd before him. Then it's gone, and he's once more panting, harmless, eyes darting in search of the easiest escape route. Lefkral won't forget help from Human.
Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
I can't believe you freed that monster, Fatebinder. We both know that the Beastmen are a plague on our culture. We can't hope to restore our former glory while they think us little more than prey. They should be hunted to extinction or groveling at our feet, not left to seek bloody vengeance on us. Where is justice to be found, if not in your ruling? Justice is reserved for those who accept Kairos' peace. I did what I thought was right, yeah. I wonder if Tunon would agree with you, since you are on better terms with the adjudicator than I am. I suppose this is the most I'm to expect from Kairos' justice. Between contributing to the downfall of our culture and getting sanctimonious in your defense, you've done quite enough harm today. Farewell. Yeah. We're not setting them up. Alright, so let's level up Lantry and then finish off this episode. Alright, Lantry, what do we got to go? We can do spells. We can do cooldown. We need to do cooldown. Alright, what can we do next? So we got Voice of Ages to do that thing. So we can improve his lore skill. The Watcher's Judgment. So we can strike foes near the target, arcane attack, stuff reduced, or we can improve this stuff. I like the bubble. Let's give the bubble. It slows actions and movement speed of an enemy. So we'll do that. And we shall talk to Misery next time. So, till next time, this has been Zethios signing out for now. Bye, folks.